Did you miss me yet? Hey gang, great to be back. You know what? I decided to take the summer off. I'm sorry I didn't tell anybody, but you know what? Kind of work for myself so I can do whatever the hell I want. And that's what I decided to do. I've got some big ideas for this season of K6UDA Radio. And I'm going to tell you about them today. So guys, being free from QRZ, or I guess we could call it QRZ free, I feel liberated. I can kind of do what I want. I could really make this show what I want. And the last year and a half, I've really tried to keep that focus, that serious focus on ham radio to keep the QRZ people all happy and keep the QRZ viewers happy. And you guys too. But I know, yes, I know, you guys like to have fun with your ham radio, unlike some other people. This year, we are gonna do some really cool shit. We're gonna, of course, have a lot of ham radio stuff on board, but this year I am going to do some new things. I know lots of you guys have stuff to share. You have a message and you want to get it out on YouTube, or hell, even your home videos. And I am going to show you guys, I'm going to give you some tips along the way for making videos that don't suck. This time, we'll talk about a few cameras. We'll talk about a few things. The big thing is number one, gear doesn't matter. So it's all about the story. And the story drives your movie. And your cameras, whether they be these big giant cameras that I'm talking into right now, or a little camera like this, even a GoPro, it really doesn't matter. All of these things do the same thing. They help you tell your story. If I can't impart anything else with you guys, that is, build your story first. Think of it, think of where you want to go, what you want to say, and let the equipment help you to do that. We'll dive into some of that. I'll do some reviews of some of the stuff that I use and some of the stuff that I've seen that looks really cool, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about building stories. We'll talk about building better videos that are going to keep your audience engaged and happy. So as you guys can see right now, I've got this big thing right in front of my face. This is my little Sony RX100 Mark IV. I picked this up about a year ago, and I use this exclusively for what's called B-roll. B-roll is that video that kind of gets dubbed in there to illustrate whatever I'm talking about. And what I'm talking about right now is your story. When building your video, the story is the center. It's the king. And your video, your sound, the lighting, and your talent are all there to serve the king. Everything is there to build the story. And in the end, you're going to edit, and that finalizes your story. Since I'm the only guy in the room, I'm the talent here. But from time to time, I bring in other actors who help me out. Wendy, Ty, Danielle, They all come in, they help out, they do things, and they help make the video interesting. They help illustrate the story. Just like you're building a building, you need a good steady foundation. And there's several ways to do it. I personally use tripods. I've got the little bendy tripod here that I could stick a GoPro, I could stick the Sony on this. I have this is called a backpacker, and it folds up into a really nice, easy and tight configuration. Folds out to a full-size tripod. And then for the GoPro, for the handheld shots on my GoPro, I have the GoPro Karma grip. And this, you take your GoPro camera and you stick it inside there, and this gives you nice, super stable shots when you're on the move. Okay, so let's talk about cameras for just a second, because being video, everybody's wondering about the camera. And honestly, this camera right here, your smartphone, this is probably the camera that you carry with you almost everywhere. So you can make very good quality videos just using your cell phone camera. Don't forget about that. Now, you might want to think about something like adding, you can add an external microphone to this. I've got a lavalier mic that goes on this thing. You could get a little light that clips onto the front. You can get lens attachments for these things, and we'll go over some of those a little bit, well, maybe on another show. Another big one that people have, GoPros. This is the GoPro Hero 5, and then this is a Canon Vixia. This is the HFG10, which is kind of a prosumer camera. It's a very good camera, good zoom, good quality. It takes still pictures. There's a lot of accessories available for these things. And I always use an external microphone with almost all of these cameras, especially doing a show like this. I want good, clean audio. I've got a lavalier mic right here. It's plugged in to the big camera behind me or in front of me. You've already met my little friend, the Sony RX100, and this is a fantastic little camera that does 4K video, fits in the palm of your hand. It's very unobtrusive. If your video is fantastic, but your sound absolutely sucks and you've got that huge wind noise or something, people will not tolerate that for more than a few seconds. They will be out of there. They'll turn it off or they'll tune out if they're sitting in your living room with you. So I really suggest using an external mic. And I've got several external microphones that I use. These things, this is the Zoom H1. Very portable. I can take this anywhere, stick it in my pocket, and plug in, say, a lavalier mic and eliminate the wind noise, eliminate that stuff in almost every situation. I also carry with me in my stable of stuff the Zoom H4n. This is a 4-channel mixer. and I can plug in XLR inputs in here, which are more professional microphones. Great, fantastic professional audio out of this. This is a Canon shotgun mic that attaches to my Vixia camera. And I have what's called a dead cat here, which I can stick on top of, say, this, and this will kill all that heavy-duty wind noise. Now, for some of those grab-and-go moments where you want to talk, or you're somewhere out and outside, you don't happen to have a tripod with you, you didn't bring something, I really highly suggest something like this. This is this little stabilizer here. You could bend it around things. You could stick it on damn near anything you want, around poles. You could bend it around a pole and hang it. You could do all kinds of stuff. And on this thing, I can either screw something in, or I've got this little handy thing here. I can attach that, set it down, and I now have a tripod, a very small little tripod, so I could sit back and do my video on my iPhone. And then comes the whole editing thing. And editing is kind of an art unto itself. You have to learn what is important to your video and what isn't. And I know we tend to get very protective of the stuff that we do. And I have learned over the last year and a half that absolutely nothing is sacred. If it doesn't absolutely add to the story, if it doesn't help tell the story, it doesn't need to be in there. And I have cut so much. I will videotape so much out of here, and I blow most of it out to build you the best story that I can do. So guys, if you like this video, give it the thumbs up. If you haven't hit subscribe, hit subscribe. There's going to be all kinds of new stuff. I'm going to start reviewing more electronic stuff and a lot more photography, video kind of stuff. I'll give you some pointers on video, whatever I know, pointers on photography, and of course, great ham radio stuff and hot chicks. Anyway, guys, that's all I got this time. I'm Bob, K6UDA, and I'm out of here. 7-3. One more thing. I got some winners for the 7,500 subscriber giveaway. First of all, thank you guys for hitting 75 and blowing past that while I was gone. John Spady, you're getting an open spot out of my small group of patrons. And for all the rest of you patrons out there, send me your t-shirt size, and if I've got one in stock, I will. If I've got that size in stock, I'm going to send you a K6UDA t-shirt. Tell me if you want tan or blue and what size you want, and I'll do my best to get you that size or something as big as I have. I've got a bunch of larges, extra larges, a couple of 2X's left. So if you're a bigger guy, I don't know what to say. And for the mag loop giveaway that I'm doing, I was thinking of doing some kind of like a QSO contest, but I don't want anybody getting in trouble with the FCC. So I've decided, be one of the first 200 guys to comment below and be a subscriber and say, I'm in on the chameleon P-loop. And I'm going to pick somebody. I'm probably going to use like a random number generator or something cool like that. We'll just pick somebody, and one of you guys walking away with the chameleon P-loop antenna.